You got 7 kids.
I do.
Pair of twins in there as well.
We have twins, yeah. They're the youngest.
How'd you do it, man? Like, how'd you just? Isn't it a bit much? The noise.
Which bit is how'd you do it? I need clarity on that.
I'm getting. I can see it's a sensitive topic, bro. This bit.
I need clarity. Which bit do you mean? How do I do it?
The noise, the constant commotion. Because it must be a bit much having 7 children. I mean, look, I come from a family where there's only 3 kids, right? And we used to make a lot of noise and drove my mum up the wall. You got 7. That's more than double.
When they're asleep, there don't seem that many, to be honest with you.
That's because they're sleeping, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point. My eldest, she's 17. She'll be 18 in September. The youngest twins, they're 7. They'll be 8 in December. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. It's like watching a real live Richard Attenborough. Is it Richard Attenborough or David Attenborough? David Attenborough. It's like watching one of those sort of programs in my house. You see these, alliances between these different animals, and these interactions. And you're like, whoa. And it's like, when you've got one child, it's very hard to understand their personality, to appreciate it, because you've got nothing to measure against. But when you've got a whole range of kids, you begin to see who is how and what they're like. Like, my eldest son, he's diagnosed with Asperger's. He's on the autism spectrum disorder. He's diagnosed. But my daughter, who's a year above him, I believe she's got Asperger's. Yeah, she's Asperger's, but it's undiagnosed.
Okay, so she's high functioning?
They're both high functioning.
Brilliant.
My son, he can...
For the Muslim parents who don't know what high functioning means when it comes to autism or Asperger's, how would you explain it?
So, in terms of his understanding of things that are binary, right and wrong, 1, 2, 3, 4, spot on. Mm-hmm. He's very, very good. But with regards to making friends, maintaining relationships, having conversations, which we just pick up from other people, he has to learn it. He has to sit and you have to explain to him how to behave. Because it took CAMS, which is Children Mental Health Services, ages to work out that he had Asperger's, because he had 2 older sisters and he copied their behaviour. Right. And girls, pick up social etiquette much more easily than boys do. Yeah, it was hidden. They could not pick up the fact that there was an issue with him. All right, until the last session. The psychologist asked him a question and he gave a very peculiar answer. And then she goes, oh, hang on a minute. There is something there. So then they referred him to the ASD, which is Autism Spectrum Disorder team. Mm-hmm. And then they do a questionnaire for the parents, for school and for him. And based on his answers, they were able to work out what his condition was.
How do you live with children who've got Asperger's, as opposed to, because you're as a parent, you're quite open to these things, because I'll tell you where I'm coming from, right? Your average Joe public Asian parent or parents, if they find out their kids have some sort of autism or depression or something, they're very quick to, or even epilepsy, God forbid, right? They're very quick to blame jinn, or black magic or something that's gone wrong. Like in this they get very superstitious about things, and they don't look for naturalistic explanations. And the thing is in most cases, and this is the sunnah as well, that we should look for the naturalistic explanation first, and failing that, we should go to the supernatural explanations.
I think it's more basic than that, Mo, the issue. The issue is Asian parents. The issue for them is they do not want anyone knowing. They will not admit. I think Africans are the same, that their child has a mental health issue, because they'll say things like, if my son has a mental health issue, who's going to marry him? Right. So they'll say, oh, that's how he is. Okay. And they'll do things like, when it comes to him to get married, they may not be able to do it here. They'll get married back home. And then by then, they'll say to the wife, she won't realise there's something wrong with her husband, and it goes to her in-laws and they go, well, it's your problem now. They've just washed their hands of it.
Do you think this is, this thing that happens with Asian parents, and the perceptions that they might be entertaining wrongfully as well, is relevant now in this day and age where most Asian children or Muslim children are going to be finding their own spouses? Because let's face it, most children who are born to second and third generation parents, right? They're probably not going to get arranged marriage. They're probably going to find somebody from university who they're going to marry, etc., etc. So is this still a validated or even a justified concern for parents today?
Parents are afraid of what people are going to say.
So that's basically the primary reason. It's not who they're going to marry. It's how they're perceived by society at large.
If the society that you're part of is judgmental, then that's what they're going to feel.
So this Indo-Pakistani kind of societies, these cultural groups we have within the UK, second, third generation, even mostly first generation, they're grandparents now. So the concern doesn't really apply to them. It's now mostly second and third generation. Do you think they still have this, concern regarding how they are perceived by other fellow Asians or other fellow Muslims?
I can't say, to be honest with you.
Do you have
I can't
that concern
say definitively.
for yourself? Because you're a parent, you're second or third generation, you have children. Do you have that concern?
Okay. If my son or daughter's condition was more severe, then maybe, because I'd be thinking, what sort of future would they have? But because my kids, they're high functioning. Like my son, if he listens to a piece of music, he can then play that piece of music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So like when I realised when he could do, because he plays the keyboard.
So he's like the Muslim Rain Man, but with more social skills.
Well, learned social skills. Yeah. Maybe I should take him to a casino.
Oh my God.
Maybe able to read cards.
Maybe as a Muslim, you should just do something haram. Yeah.
Well, it won't be gambling.
Casino, right?
Well, it won't be gambling because it's certainty.
Nice nuance. By the way, we do not endorse gambling on this show.
Unless you know you're going to win. Unless you got a system.
No, it doesn't
Even
work.
then, okay,
No,
all right.
it doesn't work.
So it's really good because what did I get him to play?
Ghostbusters. I can play Ghostbusters on the piano. That's fine.
I got him to play.
I play EastEnders.
I got him to play Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
No way. No way. That's not even like an easy piece of music, dude. How did you do that? He just picks up the notes and just...
Well, what I did, I found a video of someone playing it. So he watched them playing it and then he knew which keys to play.
Sick.
So he played...
That's talent, bro.
So he joined the school choir when he was in primary school. He's in secondary school now. And he joined the choir. And as a Muslim, I'm like, oh my God,
Why are you in the choir for?
He's in the choir. But then I thought, you know what?
Wait, did he have a good voice for the choir? Was it like a... Because choir boys, they normally have this like really squeaky, angelic kind of voices, right? High pitch.
That's the voice he had, yes.
No way.
Okay, so
he actually had one of these like high pitch, like...
he had this voice and so when he was in secondary school, the teacher organised, the music organised this. Okay, she was really impressed the fact that we've got a child who's a Muslim parents. They're quite knowledgeable about their faith. They allow their son to sing in the choir, and I'm like, this kid, man, he wants to do it. Let him do it, all right, and hopefully he'll grow out of it. So I thought, just let it run its course.
Wait, what if he didn't grow out of it and he was like, he turned out to be some 30-year-old choir singer?
But that didn't happen though.
What happened?
Right. So this year, So when he started secondary school, he did the choir there, and they had Jermaine Jackman, who's from Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
He came to the school, and my son was singing with him. And this year, my son didn't mention the choir at all. I said, Ahmed, how come you haven't, spoken about the choir? He goes, oh, I'm not in it anymore. I go, why not? He goes, my voice broke. End of the conversation. There you are. So I did not need to worry about the future. The future took care of itself. So that was it. And he said it in such as a matter of fact way. Yeah, my voice broke.
Yeah, my voice broke. I can't do choir anymore. Yeah. What? I had my thing with it, and now it's done. That's blasé.
Yeah, he is like that.
Yeah.
So, and this is a thing because I did not know this. For example, when he was younger, if we were going anywhere, he'd need to know what time we're leaving and how long the journey takes and when we're going to get there. He had to know these things. If he didn't, it would stress him out.
Whoa.
So, and this is the thing with the
he's very
children with
particular about
autism.
timing and
It's-
that's part of his autism itself, where he
Uncertainty.
He doesn't like
Uncertainty. This is why he struggles with, say, English literature.
So let me ask you something. As a Muslim child who has autism and struggles with certainty, how does he feel about believing in God? Because for that, you have to have certainty, not just blind faith, not just some dogmatic approach to believing in God. Have you spoke to him about this, or is it just something he doesn't talk about? Or
I'll give you an example. Huh? No. He's 12, 13 now.
13? Yeah, so he should be
So,
going.
right. Harry Potter was a big thing when he was in primary school.
Right.
So my wife had this black material that she wanted to make a jilbab for my daughters. So he took it and he wanted to go to school as Harry Potter. All right. And I thought, oh my God, how am I going to stop him from doing this? Okay. So I thought, I know what. I'll use Islam. He goes in madrasa. He'll know. I go, Ahmed, what does Islam say about magic? He goes, it's not real. I go, so is Harry Potter real? He went, well, no. I go, then, you shouldn't really be going to school dressed as something that Islam disagrees with. Yeah.
So you dressed him as Khalid bin Walid, yeah?
No. So then what I wanted to do, I wanted to drive my message home as a typical parent, because, we can't leave it at that. We want to reinforce the message. So I said to him, Ahmed, is Spiderman real? He went, yeah. I go, yeah, Spiderman is real. Come on, let's go to school.
You smashed it.
But this is the thing.
Spiderman, because Spiderman doesn't do shirk, yeah. Right? You're okay, like, yeah, Spiderman's cool, bro. You can even be Batman or even like Captain America.
There's no magic involved.
I draw the line at Captain America because.
But this is the thing. So, as a parent, you come across all these, issues. Your kids want to be popular, and what is popularity?
Yeah, it's a big subject.
So it is a bit tricky. So, but alhamdulillah, his maktab, his madrasa is really, really good, because there you tell them, if your kid's got mental health issues, you tell them, and what they would do, they understand it, because some of them are teachers in mainstream school as well, and what they would do is, if the child does have any issue, like he's on the autism spectrum, when they change years, they change teachers, and what they do, they show the child the picture of the teacher for the next year, so they have that sense of familiarity. So when they have change, it's managed.
That's quite interesting. That's quite clever. I think the consideration towards the child is very, very important. And I think, when we were growing up as kids in primary and secondary schools, there was no such consideration. If you had autism, you just stayed behind during playtime and stuff, lunchtime or whatever, and just did extra work. And I think that's very, very hard, So yeah.
Do they work?
Yeah, they're working.
Obviously,
yeah, I just took them off because yeah.
So like my daughter, who's a year above him, she's an excellent cellist. All right, and
she plays the cello.
She plays the cello.
Or cello.
Well, yeah, cello.
They're from the same family, right?
So they are from the same family.
Yeah.
And she's really good.
Is this class a wood instrument or a string?
Woodwind. The wind instrument.
So it's not a string.
Strings, yeah, strings.
So woodwind and string are separate, right?
Yeah, woodwind is like your flutes and your piccolos and that.
This would be a string instrument.
Yeah,
we're getting technical. Okay, so she plays the cello.
She plays the cello.
Yeah,
and her teacher, says she's a brilliant cellist, and she's put her forward to.
Is this a daughter who's actually got like Asperger's as well?
Or it's undiagnosed. I suspect it is, but I don't see the point of having her diagnosed. Because
if she's unaware of it, she can just get on with her life. Otherwise, if she becomes aware of it, then there's something to hinder her.
Because what I realised, the most important thing about knowing someone's got a condition, a child's got a condition, is that you as a parent understand it. You as a parent learn how to cope with it and manage it. All right? Because my son never wanted to have a shower. He hated having a shower. He hates having it, because he may be sensitive to water on his skin. So, between myself and a psychologist, we managed to negotiate that he has a shower twice a week. All right. So I said to him, look, on one week, just have a body wash. Don't wash your hair. And then the other time, wash your hair. So it's just, like trying to work out ways of how to get him to do stuff.
Yeah.
then it's easier, because if you say to him, you have to do this, you have to do that, he'll struggle. Like, you know, he's him and her wife, they row a lot, because my wife, you know, she doesn't have time. She's got 7 kids. She doesn't have time to be patient with him. Whereas I'm, you know, I'm a lot more patient with the kids.
Well, it's easier for you because you're working all those hours a day. You're at the house. When you come home, you've got time for your kids. But if she's there with them all day, every day,
which she maintains a routine.
Yeah, it must
so
be.
they have
must
to
be
follow the routine.
Quite a lot for her to handle.
Yeah, absolutely.